Right, today, two of my favourite things, scaffold boards and small spaces. I'm thinking people working from home don't want a big desk out at all times. What if you were able to put your stationery and your laptop on a shelving system that then folds out from the wall, which enables you to double the footprint of your desk so you can work from home with lots of nice space, but then at the end of the day you can hinge this one back up without packing all your stuff away. Wouldn't that be lovely? I could do with that in my life, living in a shipping container, and I imagine lots of students and people working from home have also got a similar predicament. So that sounds simple, but I suspect there's going to be a lot of beard scratching involved. Right, now, first things first, let's measure the desk. How wide do I want it to be? It's a small space, maybe 500. That's plenty for a laptop, mobile phone, maybe a pot of pencils. 500 from that end. 500 from that end. Obviously I'm working in millimetres, you can do this in centimetres or inches. The other day we were in the workshop and we worked in millimetres, inches, centimetres, feet and decimetres, all in one day. That was confusing. Okay, now my two shelves at 500 wide. I'm going to make sure the grain is always U-shaped grain, which means when this wood bows, it will bow the opposite direction, which means there won't be a lip between the two. I've been caught out doing that a couple of times before. That actually is about a 500 square desk, which is fine for a laptop. That's your pot of pencils, phone there, mug of tea, obviously. That's absolutely perfect. And then it's going to have a piece of CLS either side of it, which is a lovely bit of cheap timber, screwed through, and that will create the hinge mechanism. That means it folds away. That's going to be brilliant. Let's get the CLS and work it out. So if I cut the first bit of CLS, the same as that, that's going to go there against the wall. Screw that to the wall, and then the two other bits need to be that plus the CLS. I know what I'm thinking, it sounds like gobbledygook, but in my head this is starting to take shape. And now I can measure 510 mil. Right, it's really hard to know because as the shelves pass each other, they need just a little gap. It's not exactly scientific, that is it? A little gap. It's trial and error. It's the fun bit. Right, all the components are made, I think. Time to sand them all before the assembly. Always sand stuff before you put it together. It's so much easier. Right, the shelves are sanded and looking lovely. Now it's time to fix these on the underside. And I think I'm going to put a pilot hole in just to make sure it doesn't split because I've not gone to all this effort. Okay, now I know there's going to be a slight gap between them for clearance issues as that one passes over that one, but that's okay, we'll get that. Now I've really got to just do some head scratching and calculating of how it all goes together. I know it's my design and I should know, but when you're doing something for the first time, it's always a little bit experimental. So if I put a big screw in there and there, that makes that bit hinge. There and there makes that bit hinge, in theory. Then the same on this one, and then I'll open it up and ta-da! It'll all make sense. If not, then we'll reshoot it and you'll never see this bit and you'll never know I did it wrong in the first place. There we go. That one on there. Same the other side. Lovely. Before I finish this, I would like to say it doesn't always have to go right first time. That's part of the fun. Just making excuses in case it goes wrong. Do I test it now, or do I put it all together? Am I confident? Yes, of course I'm confident. Stick it all together and bask in my own glory when it works beautifully. Maybe. Oh! Oh, they're just a bit too close, aren't they? They need a bit... Just wrestling a scaffold board, basically. Oh! Max, what have you done? That's not right, is it? Come on. Oh, because that's not attached to that. Ah, so it would have worked if I'd attached that to that. Here we go. And that will hinge up like that. Yes! It's gonna work if I just put all the fixings in place properly. And then it's against the wall, and then you do that, and it all folds flat into a shelf. Desk. Yeah, it works, but it needs to work a bit better than that, doesn't it? But conceptually, we're there. Let's put these screws in there at the back, and that on there, fix it to a wall. Easy, too easy. Next challenge. That is definitely a shelf. It'll be fixed to a wall like that. That works. Then, is it fixed here or is it fixed there? Fixed there with this piece of timber to the wall. Hello. Hello, little desk. Here's my pens and my pencil because I'm working from home. What if I do that and the whole shelf pivots out the way? That's actually quite good. And the fact that everything stays on, that's the key, isn't it? I need to sand it a little bit, to be honest. But that goes from a shelf against the wall, so the flat wall here, maybe put a little bolt or something in here to keep it safely against the wall. Then when you want to work, you just pull that out, that folds down, and those arms actually support it, because that will be pushed against the wall. Just need to give that a little sand there. Oh, it's a fraction off that front edge. I quite like that, you know. That might just be coming home with me to the houseboat. That is rather useful for a small space. I must admit, I sanded the first board to make it function better, but now I've done it all over, it does look a lot nicer, and it does need finishing, so I'm going to use some white wax, which nourishes the timber and helps it last, but also it's going to give it a bit of a Scandi look, because this is a bit Scandi for me, that lovely contraption. Just apply it with a brush to get in all the bits and bobs, all the grain. Now that is simple, but hopefully that's going to solve one of life's little problems for me.